system wouldn't actually work. Lucky it's just a straight road to Madura, the first charging stop. Internet reception was very poor there, but the motel itself had Starlink, so we could watch Netflix last night. As soon as we drove around from the motel to out the front of the roadhouse, we didn't have any internet anymore, but we sort of knew what we were doing this morning anyway. Landscape's a bit greener on this stretch, and there's that little range of hills there. Maybe that has something to do with it. A little bit less flat, and like the land's flat, but there's a few more trees and things. Alright, we're coming up to one of the emergency flying doctors airstrips. This is, I think, the third one that we've come across. I was asleep for the first one. But basically they mark out this stretch of the road and they'll close the road if the flying doctor needs to land here, which is a great idea, to do. You can see it's quite long before we get to the other end.
Still we haven't reached it yet, it's down there further.
Yeah, it's quite a long runway. They're all not near the towns, like they don't have them near the towns, they land outside of the towns. Like we're not quite at Madura Pass Oasis yet, but that's the next town. But all of these strips have been in between the little stops along the Nullarbor. Here we go, it's coming up to the end, so you can see that was over a minute of videoing. Alright, we're following the instructions for the diesel oil generator. Alrighty, we've charged up at Madura Oasis Pass, or Madura Pass Oasis, using the biodiesel fuel generator. We got up to 96%, and now we're heading to Caiguna, which has another biodiesel generator, and after that Balladonia, which has another biodiesel generator, and all three of those are free, which is awesome. So it's a bit fuzzy. So we're going to charge at those two places. We're not stopping at the lookout today. We've just got a long driving day, so we're just gonna get to Norseman with the charging stops. So more of the same between Madura Pass and Caiguna, or Caiguna. We haven't seen any camels, kangaroos, wombats or emus so far, and when I say haven't seen any, we haven't seen any live ones. We've seen a couple of dead roos by the side of the road and a couple of dead wombats, but we haven't seen any live ones along this whole Nullarbor, even though it said, you know, there were signs up saying you'd see them. So that's a bit sad. So quiet. So it always takes a little while, and Mr. Impatient starts panicking. We're just following the instructions again. This is out the back of the Caiguna Roadhouse, so this is their hole on the Nullarbor Links course. Haven't seen anybody playing on any of the tees yet. It's all going on here, it's very loud, lots of generators going. We're just charging our car, but we'll be leaving in about 20 minutes or so.
Currently at Caiguna, we're using one of the free biofuel chargers, which is run by, I think, the WA government, which is just awesome because A, they're free, B, they're using recycled cooking oil, which is environmentally friendly. We are going to go to Norseman today, which is another 372 k's away, but unfortunately my car just doesn't quite have enough charge for that, so we will be stopping at Balladonia to use another one of these free chargers, which is, you just can't beat that. and from there we'll probably have lunch while we're waiting for it to get charged, so that's just a good thing. Awesome.
So we've left Caiguna and we're on our way to Balladonia. The time keeps changing as we go across the Nullarbor, going backwards. So we finally worked it out. We arrived at 12:33, but then it went back 45 minutes. So we were only there for half an hour. We bought some snacks, went to the toilet. We charged up to how many percent?
88
88%.
from 49.
From 49% in that half an hour on the free biofuel charger. So we're just looking back at our charger. They're actually putting in a new one that's not going to be biofuel. And look, check out all their solar panels and the batteries, and we've sort of got to walk through the bush to get from where the EV charger is to the actual Roadhouse motel area, and there's a lot of snakes around apparently, so we have to watch out for those. Big fire obviously came through here. You can see all the regrowth at the base of all the trees, but it spreads for quite a distance on both sides of the road. We're about 10 minutes out of Balladonia, so I don't know how long ago the fire was, but it would have been extensive damage. This is the charger at the Welcome Park in Norseman. We're just stopped here for a quick top up before we go to our hotel. It's a fast charger, but we got here on only about 15%. Somebody was a little paranoid. We had a really high usage today. We don't really understand why, because we're only doing 100 Ks, but we slowed down to 95 just to make sure we got here with enough charge. We left Balladonia on 80%. Our first camel sighting. We haven't seen any crossing the Nullarbor, but now we've seen some coming into Norseman. Right, this is the Great Western Norseman Motel. Little tiny kitchen, little space for bags, and bathroom. Basic again, but it is the Nullarbor. So there you go.